What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Yes, we're going to be talking about GameStop again. This individual has posted multiple times in WSB, and no one has really been taking him seriously. He's going to get a couple kudos from me here. Kudos number one, everyone knows his battery life is not at negative or 10% or below, and he's actually got plenty of time left for what battery he's using here. So kudos to that. Second kudos is he's actually taking some profit off the table. He's not YOLOing it hoping for GameStop to go up to 2025. He's taking profit off the table. He knew that it was a trade. He made a very, very good amount of return on this trade, and he's just cashing out and taking some chips off the table. So kudos to that, my friend. Great job, great call on that. What he's going to be looking for next week, again, these are some options that he bought. He said way back in July, so like the July of this summer. Then he bought basically the October 16s, which is the monthly expirations for October, which is expiring next week from this coming up Friday. You can see those calls on how much he had and what the overall equity amount is. The total return is just nearly 6,000% he has made on those options. Like, wow, that is a fantastic return. He paid 9 cents for those. Okay, he paid $9 of those. Now they're worth $800. So great. I just want to give him a little round of applause. Give him a little chest bump. Like, I'm gonna give him a little special dance, and we're gonna just give you a little bit of praise for that. So great job on that, my friend. That is a very, very great return on that. So let's go ahead and dive into the chart. So we're going to be diving into the chart. Of course, I'm going to link this article in the description below, and as below, you can also check out, we also have the affiliate link for Tastyworks, which is the trading firm and platform that I use, and as well, if you want to check out the Patreon page to support the channel and maybe get some learning material from there. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and peruse all the way over to GameStop. This is ticker symbol GME. And if you can see here, if you've never seen a short squeeze before, this is exactly what happens. So what a short squeeze is? So this stock has just been beaten down. Let's go ahead and flip to like the weekly side. This thing has just been beaten down. So I'll get these lines out of the way. We're just going to make a completely naked chart here to kind of give you the best thing. So again, this goes back 3 years. All of these are a week time frames. So we go back all the way the end of 18. The GameStop was around 20 bucks. Ever since then has been falling and falling. We can even go back further on the monthly chart. This stock used to be $63 before the financial crisis in 08-09. Kind of rebounded, kind of make a pop up, but now it's kind of still going a downward trend. Potentially, we're seeing this same kind of movement, a potential pop, a 50% retracement, maybe looking for $17 to $20 potentially. That's all, like looking at some statistics of that. But with this large move higher, again, this thing has been just a lot of just overall trading sideways. So just going back to the chart here, we can see here on the daily side, that short squeeze really kind of kicked in here towards the August time frame, and you can see August and all of September, it was just kind of ratcheting and rocketing higher here. You see here, it kind of came down to the 21 EMA on the daily side, but it bounced right off it again. And guess what? It bounced off right again. Potentially, this could come back down to around that 950 level for a potential another bounce. It's going to be a very key level to keep your eyes on that price target. So what a short squeeze is basically everyone's just betting against this. So the large institutional investors, traders, whatever you want to put a tag on them, are just betting that this goes down. So to buy a short position in the stock, you have to actually go out to the open market. Usually a broker does this. That's why you call a carrying fee or a shortage fee, where people have to pay a certain premium, a certain interest on holding XYZ shares short. So if they carry these shares short, they have to pay an interest on a weekly, daily, or even monthly basis, depending on how their brokerage is set up. With that, of course, they make money if the stock goes down. But if the stock continues to go higher and the broker calls them and says like, hey, the stock, the interest is now to like 20-25%, the position, aka you have to pay holding it and at the same time paying the interest that you're trying to hold, because again, you're borrowing those shares from someone that is long. And that's what happens, is because once you are short, to exit a short, you have to buy the shares back. So that's what happens there. You kind of had that first pop, and then the day traders came in, kind of came it back down. You had that another huge squeeze higher again, came back down, and that's exactly what really played out here, aka a short squeeze in a stock, where usually you get these parabolic moves because something came out, there's a trade or some news article or whatever, usually the catalyst for great earnings or whatever, the CEO steps down, or it can be anything. It can be a smorgasbord of events or a particular variance that could make a stock go parabolic. And then it happens, especially if it's heavy short interest, and on top of the interest rate to short the stock is really high, that's where you get a pretty beautiful squeeze here. There's actually some traders that I know who literally just trade this kind of pattern, and they look for anything that has a high short interest, but it's been continued to grind higher and not really flat basing here. This one would be a very difficult one to call. I know a couple people, I'm going to call them out. Makeshift has been talking about this. A couple other folks, I believe Alpaca within the Discord has been talking about this for a while. And honestly, I told them, I was like, it's not for me because I don't think GameStop's going to be relevant, but I don't know. This is a great trade without a doubt. Is it an investment for me? No. But that being said, here, looking back to the weekly side, we have some very interesting price targets here. So we're going to be switching to the weekly side, and we're going to do the swing high to swing low here real fast from the Fibonacci retracements. So swing high to swing low. There we go. And bring this down. Oh, there, go back to the daily side. We're seeing that initial target, that 618 on the weekly side at 1354. That has been met, but we never have broken above it. We have had the wick of it, the candlestick, break above it, but not getting closed above it. That is a very key level to potentially look out for to the upside. We've already talked about a initial support to be coming in around that $9.35, aka wherever the 21 EMA is. We also have initial other support coming in here at the parabolic SAR, which is the purple dots here to the downside. Those are going to be some very interesting potential supports going into the next coming days or weeks to see how this plays out. Initially, a large move like this, we've seen this previously happen. It kind of like lingers a little bit, then it kind of comes back down. I think the biggest thing to watch here is we're going to see if it comes back down to this area right down here. We're going to draw a little oval here. Potentially it could be coming down back to this area. Let me move this just a little bit higher. Right about in this area, potentially come back down in the next couple days to see if that has any support at those levels. If not, this could run. Again, the short squeeze, I'm not following directly at what the short interest is right now, but looking at this breaks above 1354, this can easily run to 1652. If it does want to run, that 1652 would be the next initial target to look out for some overhead resistance on the way up, because we've kind of seen here on the moves higher. Previously in those couple short squeeze moves, we've seen it break out some key levels here, then it broke up to the 38.2. Then from that, it went up to like the 50 percentile move. That being said, it's not a complete science behind it, but there is some overall support and resistance at those levels. And that being said, the volume zone oscillator and RSI are also curling down due to the fact of this basically large move, making an all-time high, not an all-time high, but a yearly high in a very long period of time. This really large move higher, because you can just see here when we flip over to this fantastic chart here, we're talking it normally trades like 10 million shares. Those past, which was Thursday and Friday, traded about 78 to 80 million shares. So we traded nearly 10-ish times more than we normally trade on a daily basis. So that's going to be a lot of traders coming in, a lot of short sellers, a lot of scalpers. So you have to be very careful. Maybe if you really want to be getting into this, I would kind of let it kind of come down a little bit and see if it kind of would reach a potential support level to maybe add a smidge and just kind of see how it plays out from there. Again, guys, thank you so very much for watching. And again, if you want to go ahead and join the Discord, that is directly down below. We're going to be doing a live stream tonight. We're going to be talking about technical analysis and as well looking at some charts. And then of course on Sunday we're going to have our through and through. Fantastic live stream Sundays, and just have a lot of fun around there. Hopefully you guys can make it out. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace!